Hey everyone! I know it's been such a long time. Oh, yeah. But we are never going to stop. How is everyone doing? We have summer weather here, even though it's almost November. Okay, so I'm Michelle, and I am going to jump ahead and read this absolute proof for the existence of God from this book, 101 Proofs for God. Okay, and this was written by Jim Stevens. And I saw him not long ago. He's very tall and elegant, and he was there with his lovely wife. Yeah. Okay, so, and I'm going to put up a picture of them. Okay, so yeah, this book, it gives us 101 proofs for the absolute, proving the absolute existence of God. Okay, so I am going to jump ahead to one. It's actually chapter 75. Okay, and it's a proof for the existence of God, and it's called Hospice Workers. Okay, if you wanted to know what happens when you die, who would you talk to? Who are the experts? How about a chemist or a biologist or a psychology professor? Would you seek out a theologian or a minister? Let me recommend that you talk to a hospice worker. These people belong to a relatively new branch of nursing, and they have a special calling in their lives. The definition of hospice is this: a system of care coordinated by an interdisciplinary team in a comfortable home setting to meet the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of the terminally ill. Terminally ill. Hospice came to America from England, opening the first facility in 1971 in Connecticut. Hospice focuses on pain management, emotional, and spiritual support for the terminally ill. They provide counseling for both the patient who is dying and their loved ones who will be left behind. Hospice workers see it all. Every day they take care of the dying individual and also their loved ones. They care for all ages, from very young children to teenagers, adults, and of course the elderly who are terminally ill. Maggie Callanan, a hospice nurse for 27 years, has witnessed more than 2,000 deaths. She is an author and speaker on death and dying. She co authored the book called Final Gifts: Understanding the Special Awareness, Needs, and Communications of the Dying, which is all about the striking similarities of what people experience as they pass from this life. She said, "Wouldn't you like to learn what dying is like since you're going to be doing it?" Our patients are talking while it's happening. It's like you're standing there watching a preview of coming attractions. Hmm. In 2014, there were more than 8 new books published, and you can see them on Amazon.com, on hospice workers' experiences. Wow. Now's the time in history that the world is destined to learn about life after death from those workers who intimately experience it every day. Watch for it, and you will see more and more stories being told publicly. Trudy Harris wrote a book in 2008 called Glimpses of Heaven, True Stories of Hope and Peace at the End of Life's Journey. And it speaks about her experiences with 44 patients who died. She goes on to say, in the beginning, when my patients were explaining these experiences to me, I was very skeptical. I began to hear the same stories over and over again. So, after 20 plus years of caring for hundreds and hundreds of patients and hearing the same scene played out over and over again, okay, my skepticism just went away. Let me see if I can get this name pronounced right. Elisa Al Chukhaki, author and speaker who wrote Miraculous Moments, True Stories Affirming Life Goes On. This book contains 88 stories she has collected from medical professionals and educators. She writes about the experiences of doctors and family members after a person dies. After a death, their loved one comes to them through sight, sound, touch, smell, or even a sign. And she says, originally, I thought it was really rare that people had these experiences of loved ones after they die. I can now say it's quite common, but very few people talk about it. They don't want people to think they're crazy, and they're not even sure it's real or not. The more I work with the dying, the more I believe in life after death. I know there is life after death because there are so many affirmations, right? In Deathbed Visions, this is another book. The let's see, the psychical experiences of the dying. William Barrett says, if these otherworldly visions were simply hallucinations, how could countless patient stories match? In fact, there have been several sightings of angels by dying children who were surprised to find their holy guides arrived without wings. Hospice workers and doctors' reports of their dying patients' visions from Europe and Asia and the United States were found to have eerie similarities. Aside from minor religious differences, the deathbed visions of these patients were consistent. Here are some more words from Trudy Harris. I began to see a pattern in my work. The closer my patients came to dying, the more their eyes and spirits seemed to open to a reality I only glimpsed dimly. One after another, patients recounted not just visits from absent loved ones, but an extraordinary awareness of God's presence. Wow. Sins that they'd agonized over for years suddenly felt forgiven. Grievances they'd spent a lifetime nurturing vanished in a rush of reconciliation. Even unbelievers unaccountably yearned for God, questioning or arguing with me about my faith until all at once they began praying. If there is life after death, and all indicators say that there is, then there must be God. Wow. Okay. I thank you so much for that. Okay. Wow. Ton of food for that. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, take care. I'll see you another time. Bye.